last week, you would have noticed Mark Zuckerberg has launched his version of Twitter. Why do we need another version? Great question. Glad you asked. Of course, Elon Musk has already got Twitter with millions of users, but within just a few hours, Zuckerberg had 30 million users on his new Threads. Now, it does appear to collect an alarming amount of your data. We're talking personal medical status, your purchase history, and your browsing history. Now, if I know that about you, I know all there is to know, really. They use this data, of course, to inform any number of things, which they never tell you anything about. At that rate, I'm like, why don't you just give them, a DNA sample, your fingerprints, a urine sample? It's getting absolutely ridiculous. But people tend to adopt this attitude of like, oh, well, I'm not doing anything bad, so it doesn't matter. Losing the entire point of your privacy absolutely does matter. You should defend it to the teeth. And you don't know who this data is being given to or what it's being used for.
This is the thing about, we keep having this argument about whether or not too much power has been concentrated with these big online companies. But the point is, we have given them this power.
Exactly.
Because every time we sign up for one of these apps or websites or whatever, and we tick the box and say, you can take all the information you can possibly get about me, right down to the time in the morning I take my first bowel movement, when I have my first cup of coffee, when I decide I'm going to pour a glass of red, which is usually somewhere around 12:30, something like that. They can collect all of this, but we consent to it. We have willingly given all of this to them.
TikTok's a perfect example.
And that is why they are so powerful. I mean, we go, woe is us. How dare you collect all of this? But we're the ones who give it to them. We give them the power.
I don't know if you are on Instagram, but have you ever noticed, you're just talking about, maybe you're talking about, I might join a gym, I'm thinking about getting fit, and then you start flicking through Instagram, and all of a sudden you've got all these advertisements for fitness and gyms, and you think, it's amazing what they're able to do.
Well,
and
the fact that your phone's listening
yes.
as well.
I know,
all
exactly.
the time. I knew a couple friend of mine, and they don't have a cat or anything close to it, but they started talking about cat food every now and then just to test this theory about their phones. Sure enough, both of them started getting cat-related ads on their social media. It's listening to you and it knows.
But it's only going to be used for benign things like advertising. You can trust big tech companies, Liz, to not use it for anything more than that.
It's not like they decide what everyone can and can't see and therefore mould the public opinion to whatever they want. It's not like they cost
misinformation. We've got to give the government more control over misinformation, though. Like, you thought it was bad enough Mark Zuckerberg, who's a weird-looking dude, by the way, but Mark Zuckerberg, has more power than God. Well, we're just going to hand it over to the federal government now as well. Could it get any scarier?
Potentially.
Perhaps the best part of this story, though, because everyone's talking about this face-off now between Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg, all the AI photos of them having punch-up and cage fights. So what does Elon do? The ultimate troll simply tweets this today. Zuck is a cuck. And for those of you who don't know what a cuck is, you classy individuals, it means a weak or servile man with moderate or progressive political views. So clearly Elon is not trembling in his boots.
He is the master of trolling.